Okay. Hello, everyone. This is, I think, episode 25 of the Love Sockwool podcast. My name is Sarah, also known as Love Sockwool on Ravelry and Instagram. And so this is totally random, impromptu, a little bit earlier episode recording than I would normally do. So I think I would be due Monday-ish. No, I would be due next Wednesday. But that's not, I don't know, sometimes when you have the mojo to do it, you just got to sit down and do it. And Juliet's at a little birthday party right now, so I have a few moments of peace. I just got back from running some errands, and I quick gathered some things that I want to show you. And so this will be totally random and disorganized and may not make any sense, but that's who I am. So, anyhow, how are you? What have you been working on? We have a No Makers Cow going on in the Love Sockwool Ravelry group that we are co-hosting with the This Old Knit podcast. The lovely Nina is the host or hostess of that podcast. So if you haven't been watching Nina, I recommend that you do. So we're just having fun knitting No Makers yarns, projects, crocheted thingies, anything fiberly related that you can make with No Maker's yarn. You can participate in this cow. And I did open up a whips and finished object thread that will be no chatter. So I'm not even requiring that you complete your No Makers projects. If you just want to put a picture of what you are working on, you can enter it in for a prize, and we have several lovely prizes already. Amanda's donating a $25 gift certificate to No Makers, which is amazing. Seashore Sharon is going to make a project bag, and thank you, Sharon, for doing that. She is just such a lovely person and is so generous and is always donating her beautiful handiwork to the Love Sockwool cows, and I so appreciate it. Coddington is donating a pattern prize, like a Ravelry download pattern prize. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I put it all in the thread, so you can head over there and check it out. And then there's also a chatter thread for the No Makers Cow that you can do all of your speaking in, and we can interact with one another. Since we're talking about No Makers, I will show you some yarn that came in the mail today. Not today, yesterday. So I'm such a hypocrite. I say I'm not going to buy yarn, and then I buy yarn. Sorry about that, but I did it because, I mean, can you blame me? So this is Lovey Dovey on the Sparkle Gnome base, and it is just brilliantly beautiful. I just love it. And I was thinking I would do like a shawl or something for Juliet, but now that I see it, I don't know if it wants to be a shawl. It might want to be socks. I don't know. And then I got Bad Bunny on the House Gnome base. It's just so fun. I love it. And I think these might have to be some crazy socks for Ben, even though it does have a lot of pink in it. He won't even notice. He doesn't pay attention to details like that. I could knit him anything, and he wouldn't. He'd be like, "Oh, thanks," and wear it, but not really notice anything about it. So I think I could definitely make Ben some Bad Bunny socks. First of all, I am wearing today my lovely Prairie Ridge shawl by Susan B. Anderson, which I wear this shawl all the time. This is the one that's made with Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light in, I'm not sure what, see, websites will have the name, but then when you order the yarn or buy the yarn, the name is not printed on the tag, so I really don't know what the name of this is, but I think it's probably like berry something, or cranberry or raspberry, but it's definitely like there's undertones of blue in it. You can see. It's kind of fuzzy because I found it in the corner over there. As you will notice, I am in a different location. This is my couch in the living room, and this is where I often sit to knit. So and it's comfortable, and I just thought it would be fun to record in a different spot. And so the shawl is being held closed by this pretty little pin that Ben got me on one of his work travels, I think in San Diego. He got it at a very non-expensive store. It's not real. It's fake. But it looks old-fashioned, doesn't it? And that's what I wanted, because I sent him all these pictures. I was like, I want you to get me a pin that looks old. And so he did. So yes. And then I have on my Misty Alpaca sockhead hat in the Tilt-A-Whirl colorway. And I quite like it and enjoy it. It's like 27 degrees out today, so it's a nice balmy day compared to what we've been having here in Minnesota. So yes, I thought I would just show you what I am wearing. Back to No Makers. So I had finished the first No Makers sock. And this is Camping with Hippos on the sparkle base in the Blueberry Waffle sock pattern. And I got the second. Okay, I got cut off. Sorry. I had to delete a million things to make space so I can keep recording. And I adjusted the camera so I wasn't getting my head chopped off. I do apologize. Only the finest in cinematography can be found at the Love Sockville podcast, as you know. Here's the second No Makers sock. So last time I showed it to you, all I had was the cast on. I literally just sat down last night and knit this much. See, if I just take the time to do it, I can make some decent little progress, but there's just too many fun things to, I get so distracted, and I have cast-on-itis so bad right now. I want to knit everything, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. So anyway, this is Camping with Hippos on the Sparkle Gnome base, and it's just a really beautiful color, and I'm quite enjoying knitting that up. 2.25 millimeter needles. These are just some old knit picks, nickel plated. Alrighty. Other socks and things that I have been working on. Okay, so I got all excited about trying to knit socks 2 at a time. Have you done this? What do you think of it? I can't stand it. But I think it's a brilliant concept, and I was determined to give it a try and see if it would help me. So what I had done was I cast on 2 socks that I had wanted to cast on that are second socks, and just got them going at the same time. I posted a picture on Instagram, and so I got to about here on both socks. I just couldn't stand it anymore, and I had to take them off and knit them separately. So that's what I did. So it got me going. It got me getting those 2 socks cast on at the very least. And I did get a couple inches knit, but it was just absolutely driving me bonkers. So I went ahead and took them off. So this is Molly's hand-dyed sock yarn on her Olsen base, Molly of a Homespun House, and this is Birthday Cake. It's a lovely speckled yarn. And on the heel flap, here's one of my little pretty Wilhelmina stitch markers. It's like a little Christmas light. I have these on all of my socks, all of them. And these are Knit Pro Zings that I think I got from, like knitpro.uk or something like that. I got them last year sometime. I think you can also get Knit Pro Zings from Suffolk Socks if you want to give them a try. They're nice. They feel really nice. They don't hurt my hands. They're a little on the blunt side. A lot of people I've noticed have been saying that they're blunt, and they are a little bit on the blunt side, but they're just fine for plain vanilla sock knitting. And so the Olsen base is a BFL nylon, and it's very interesting. It's really unlike any other sock yarn I've seen. It's very soft. It doesn't, like, if I didn't know if it was BFL, I wouldn't know it's BFL. It feels more like merino, like that's how soft it is. So I really like it. I would love to get some more Olsen base sock yarn, but I can't afford it right now. Maybe later. So this was the other sock that I got going 2 at a time, and this is Hedgehog Fibers in the taupe colorway, the Hedgehog Fiber sock, which is really one of my favorite sock yarns ever. I just love it. It's extremely pink. It's very, very hot pink. And this is also Knit Pro Zings, but on circulars. And I think I got these from Suffolk Socks. And I really, really like them. I have 2 Circs and 2 sets of DPNs of the 2.25 millimeter, which are gold, which is nice. It feels so fancy to knit with gold knitting needles. So yeah, if you haven't knit with Hedgehog Fibers sock, it's, again, unlike any other sock yarn. It's a 90-10, I think, merino nylon blend, and it's just so plush. It's like velvet. Okay, so it's nice that those are going because they're second socks, and you all know I have a problem with ever knitting second socks. So it's good that we have those going. So because I was so good to get these second socks cast on, and that means I should cast on more single socks and keep the crazy going. So this is Spun Right Round in Phosphorus Pixie, and I am utterly smitten with it. And I have a little penguin stitch marker. This is from Penguin Soup Yarns. I'd gotten a skein of her self-striping yarn, which I actually have not knit with because I ended up gifting it to Yarn Hoarder because we did a fun swap. But with that skein, she sent this cute little stitch marker, which comes like this, but I converted it to a removable stitch marker so I could stick it on my stitch. And of course, the lovely Renee of Spun Right Round is world famous for her insane speckle dye jobs. And the thing that is so nice about her yarn is you can get it. It's readily available. You can just go on her Etsy shop and there's multiple options. Here's her card. Phosphorus Pixie, and it's 80/20, 400 yards. Yep. And this is my second time knitting a pair of socks with her yarn, and so if I finish these, I won't have any Spun Right Round in my stash. So you know what that means, but not right now. Okay, what's in this bag here? I do have more socks that I've cast on. Okay, so while I was still all super excited about knitting socks 2 at a time, I got these going 2 at a time, and this is the Arnie and Carlos, the 3rd design line in the gnome colorway. I don't know what the number is, I just know it's the gnome colorway. I've got the label right here. And I got it from nordicmart.com. Color 02461 or gnome, because they actually, it says on the website the color name. So these are for my buddy Joel, who helps Ben and I with kids group on Sunday nights. And he was over, we had this really cold Sunday, like 2 Sundays ago. It was like -18, no lie. And he was talking about how he just stayed in his sleeping bag in his house to keep warm. I was like, I need to knit you some socks. So he was like, okay. And so I showed him the Nordic Mart website because they have all the 3rd line design line of Arnie and Carlos, and he picked this one. I think because it's the craziest colors. So I cast on 68 stitches, and I did knit 3, purl 2 for 25 rounds for the ribbing. And I like that because it's it's really stretchy, really nice and stretchy. And he wears size 12 shoe because I asked him. Ben's like 11, I think. Probably depends on the shoe he's purchasing, but Joel is 12. Nick is 14. I'll show you those socks in a minute. So I have to tell you, I'm getting a little burned out knitting these large man-sized socks, but it's worth it because they're good people and they deserve some hand-knit socks. So I'm doing the heels in some Regia tweed in a royal blue that I got on Etsy from Hand Dyed Sock Yarn, or Sock Yarn Maniac. She's Sock Yarn Maniac on eBay, but she's Hand Dyed Sock Yarn on Etsy. I have a lot of it. It's really nice. I quite like it. So I did really good with casting them on two at a time, and I got down to like here, and I was about to lose my mind. Like I couldn't take it anymore. It just felt so slow and awful. But I know people love it, so I must be missing something, but I think I'm just not used to it, and I feel really, really slow and cumbersome, and it was just driving me crazy. And the funny thing is, I was like here. I only had to knit like maybe 15 or 20 more rows per sock. I knew it would take me a couple of days to get those last 20 rows knit. However, if I took them off and knit them separately, I could get them both ready for the heel flap in the same day. So, which is exactly what I did. So I just knit much faster if I knit them separately. But it's nice to shake things up and try different techniques, if nothing else, to make you appreciate the techniques that you really do like. Like, for instance, knitting toe up every now and then is just a good thing to do. I do it, and then I realize how much I love knitting top down, and then I go back to knitting top down. So I'm working on the gussets. I'm almost done with the gussets on this one, and obviously I have a lot to do on this. So I imagine it'll probably take me another week to get these finished. So I have one in this project bag and then one in a basket. All right, where's Nick's socks? Hold on. All right, and I've shown you guys these. So here is his size 14. I hope this is a size 14. I really don't know. I am praying that it is. I'm not sure if, where was I the last time I showed this to you? I think I might have been like here, so I haven't made super huge progress. I was supposed to have finished these, but then I got sidetracked with Joel's socks. So, I mean, I could probably finish these in 2 days if I could buckle down, but I keep getting distracted with other pretty things. And it's Friday. Have you noticed that on Fridays, the crafting crazies come alive? And if I am going to be bad and purchase yarn, it will happen on a Friday. And if I want to cast on anything, and you do any crazy reckless cast-ons, it happens on a Friday. Because you made it through the week and you're happy. And so, why not? Why not cast on everything in the world that you want to knit with? Alsterman Step, color number 48. And then I used a different heel flap yarn, opal, which I think I have over here. Hold on. I got this basket at Joann's, I think in December. I did not purchase it recklessly. I was there shopping for something else and I saw it and I realized, look, there's all these compartments in here. I'm like, that would be perfect for putting your different sock whips in. So I didn't buy it right away. I thought about it for a while and then went back like a couple weeks later and got it. But this is, for some reason, I have this is not Alsterman Step. I just have the label there. It's really this. So this is the opal. Color number 5095. And I think I got this from Hand-Dyed Sock Yarn on Etsy as well. She's a good one. If there's an obscure opal or regia colorway you want, go check her Etsy shop because 9 times out of 10 she has it. And if she doesn't, message her and ask her because she might know where to get it. I think she's got some kind of secret black market drug deal going on with all these German sock yarns because she finds them and has them frequently. So anyway, I really like this this little tote, and I've got 3 different whips in here. This is an old one that I cast on last year in July that I was supposed to have done for 4th of July, but then never finished. But I'm at the heel flap. And it's Desert Vista Dye Works in the one of the Zombody. What is it called? I can't remember. It's like a 4th of July. It's Zombody something. Like somebody wants you for whatever. I cannot remember. I'll have to go look it up. I really love it. I'm sure I'll be excited to knit it probably as it gets closer to summer. I have my fake EOS that Priscilla got me for Christmas in here. And then I've got my blue surf socks, the lovely Deborah Norville, which I love. I really love this yarn. And like I've said before, I have the pink sugar socks. They're my favorite socks. I wear them all the time. So I've got that in here, some scissors, other random things. And then there's like, you know, all kinds of side pockets. And I was putting my DPN holder container thingy in here, but then I guess I took it out. So yeah, I just kind of have it right here by the couch. Okay, what's next, my friends? Okay, so I've not bought any yarn other than the No Makers, which was from the January 8th, 9th update. She's having an update today, so you should go check it out. What was I going to show you? Oh, where did I put it? Right here under my very nose. I can't buy sock yarn or yarn, but I can buy some needles because they don't cost quite as much, and I do need them. So I have been wanting to try these Knitter's Pride Cubics. These are the ones that are square. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but can you see that they're kind of square? Can you make that out? These are 2.25 and it's rosewood apparently. And yeah, I'm excited to try these. I have not tried them before. I have some of the metal cubics in a circular needle that it's a 16-inch that I use for knitting hats, and I don't quite like it very much. I think the square metal is not very comfortable on my hands, but I feel like the wood would be nice. I'm just intrigued. I love to try different sock yarns. And then I got a circular one of the wooden cubics because I wanted to get a circular needle for my Cozy Memories blanket because I've been using double points for that, which is fine and lovely. I love double points, but sometimes I don't have time to complete a whole square in one sitting. So I have to fold up my blanket and put it back in my big bag that I keep it in. But the double pointed needles are just, you know, there. And it's very possible that the stitches could fall off. So I thought I should get myself a 24-inch circular so that way you can just rest your stitches on the cable and not have to worry about losing your stitches. But I realized after they had already shipped this one that I ordered the wrong size. This is a 3.0 millimeter and I've been using a 2.5 millimeter. Yeah. And they'd already shipped it, so I didn't want to bother them with like, oh, can I cancel that order? Because I really want to try them anyway. And honestly, I can use this one too. It's just a 0.5 millimeter bigger than what I've been using. Also, it's the right size for any Martina Bain pattern, like the Hitchhiker or the Easy. I literally looked up shawl patterns on Ravelry using a 3.0 millimeter needle just so I can use these if it doesn't work out for my Cozy Memories. But they really are pretty. I mean, look at them. I feel like they'll feel nice to knit with. I really do. I think they'll be nice. So I'm excited to get that on my blanket. I also thought, speaking of the Cozy Memories blanket, let's just pull that out. It's right here. So, as you know, with knitting the Cozy Memories blanket, you're knitting so many different sock yarns, and all sock yarns are not created equal. They're just not. They're different. There's different variations to different characteristics to each sock yarn. Some are thicker, some are thinner, some are 2-ply, some are 4-ply. You know, there's just differences. And so, like, I always notice that yarns that are a sparkle base, to me, seem thinner than other yarns. So I would definitely use my 2.5 millimeter needle for that one. But I'm saying is some of my sock yarns that I have are quite thick. Like, I've got a mini here from Miss Babs. Like, this Miss Babs sock yarn, it's very plump. Like, I could knit that one with the 3.0. And honestly, nobody would notice. Like, oh my goodness, she knit that square with 2.5 and that one with a 3.0. What? No one's going to say that because no one will know. But me, I'm the only one that would know. And I think you could change the needle size based on the thickness of your sock yarn. And your sock yarn blanket will still be amazing. So that little rant was at no extra charge. So I have put on several squares. I put in this one, which is Gnome Acres Mini Winter Wonderland. And this was Marshall's leftover sock yarn, Smell My Feet, on the House Gnome base. And then this was a mini from Maria of the Stitched in Sweden podcast. And it's Malabrigo sock and Impressionist Sky. And then this one, I just put this on this morning. It's, what is it? I don't know. That's the point. I don't know what this yarn is. But I had a little mini and I wound it up and it was just so lovely and plump and amazing. And I don't know who gave it to me or where it came from. It's not mine. I've never bought this yarn, but where's the little, well, okay. So of those of you out there who knows you have done a mini swap with me, do any of you recognize this yarn? Because I would like to know what it is. I mean, it's just a simple, slightly tonal, pumpkin-y color, but it's just so bouncy and plump, and I'm smitten with it. I love it, and I would love to know who makes it and where can I get it? So if you recognize this, I was thinking maybe it was from Jilly, Vegan Jilly. Jilly, do you recognize this? I don't know. And she so kindly did put labels on all of the minis, but I think some of them fell off, or I was not keeping track, which is not good. But anyway, I really love this orange. It's very sweet. So yeah, these are my double points, and you can see how if you have to put your blanket down, you don't want your stitches to get lost. So I will be trying that other needle and see how that goes. Alrighty. I'm looking around to see if there's anything else nearby that I can show you. I did work some more on my One Love shawl by Susan B. Anderson. I think I left it upstairs. I think it's upstairs. But it probably wouldn't look that different to you because I'm still in the same section that I was. I haven't completed that section that I showed you. So I probably won't run and get that. But I'm desperate to cast on more shawls. So this morning I woke up kind of early and I was on Instagram, which is always dangerous. And I think I was looking at Spun Right Round's Instagram feed profile. And I think it was her. Maybe it wasn't her. I don't know. Somebody in the world is knitting the Excuse Me shawl by Stephen West, the one that's all brioche. And I'm just intrigued by that pattern, and I'm desperate to cast that on. I'll probably have to stash jive. I have no idea even what kind of yarn it calls for. I've not purchased the pattern, but I really want to knit that. I just think that would be the most perfect shawl for a really deep, cold winter day, because I mean, it's essentially double layered because of the characteristics of brioche. And I have knit brioche stitch in the past. I learned how to do it back when we lived in Germany because one of my friends, both our kids went to the same kindergarten. She's a German lady, and she would knit these beautiful brioche scarves for friends for Christmas. And so that intrigued me. I was like, I got to learn how to do this. But I haven't touched that stitch pattern in years, so I'd have to would have to refresh my memory on that. And for some reason, the excuse me shawl, it looks complicated. Have you knit it? Do you know? I shouldn't even be thinking about this. I have not even finished my Yowza shawl. I have not finished the One Love. I haven't finished the Gartery Goodness by Stephen West, and now I want to cast on another one. Because it's Friday. And you have to cast on new things on Friday, no matter what. So I don't know. We're having company for dinner tonight, and I have a lot to do today, so I don't know if I can even remotely think of doing it today, but maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. So we'll see. I don't know. Let me just double check my project bags here and see if there's anything else. I think that's mostly it. I'll show you what I got at Target. Which is not knitting related at all. But it could have applications for knitting. So for years and years, I've always kept a 3-ring binder like this for keeping all my recipes in. And because most of the recipes I make are usually from blogs or online sources. And so I print them out, and then I put them in a sheet protector, and then put them in a 3-ring binder, and then you can organize all your different like breakfast, bread recipes, main meals, desserts, using, you know, tabs. Like, I just bought these because it was tortoise. I had to. So you can write on the edge, like I can put in, you know, breakfast recipes and main meals, desserts. You can write on the back of them too. So I'm gonna give this a try. I should have brought over my old 3-ring binder that I've been using for the past like 5 years, and it is completely falling apart. Like the rings in the middle are all busted out, and all the sheet protectors with the recipes are completely fallen out, and it's like a stack like this of recipes, which I don't even make probably even 80% of them. I've learned in my old age of wisdom that there are certain recipes that work in this house, and there are certain recipes that don't. So what I would like to do is make a new recipe binder that is all the recipes I know everybody likes, and that I know I like to make, and that are winners. And it can kind of become like, oh, that's Mom's cookbook. So that when my kids grow up, hopefully they will look back fondly on the things that I've made that I know they like, and they will want those recipes, because I know there are recipes my mom made that I want those recipes, and I want it to be in one place so that I can continue on. So these recipes will live on in Right Family history and help posterity in future generations if we make it that far. So here and there I'm going to try to organize my recipes into this new binder so I can keep track of everything better, because right now it is a hot mess and doesn't even make sense. I should have brought it over so you could see it. It's ridiculous. And I'm always like rifling through it, trying to find like, where's that muffin recipe I know I really like, and I can't find it, and then I end up going back and looking up on the internet to find it and reprint it out. But I don't like to print out stuff too much, because A, it uses up paper, B, it uses up ink, which is ridiculously expensive, and I don't want to waste ink because they get you coming and going with that ink cartridge. So if I'm going to print it out, I want to keep it, especially if it's a good recipe. I think I will leave you now. I think that's enough nonsense for one day. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.